Hey guys, my name is Eric and welcome to my video tutorial. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you just how easy it is to use Adobe Fireworks to slice up your own custom design layout, whether you designed it in Photoshop, Illustrator, or Fireworks itself. Now, once we have already sliced up that design layout that you've already built, we're going to then import it into Adobe Dreamweaver so that way everything works out correctly and you have your own customized and fully functional website. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, go ahead and open up your design layout in Fireworks. Now for this tutorial, I'm going to be using the CS3 version of the software program. Most of you guys are probably going to be using CS6 or Creative Suite, and just want to let you know that there's going to be some slight minor differences in the workspace interface in relationship to the new version as well as the old version. But when it comes to slicing in general, slicing is going to be a universal method, so it doesn't really matter if you happen to have CS3, CS6, or Creative Suite, or any of the other versions of Fireworks. You're still going to be able to do the methods that I'm going to show you in this tutorial. Now before we actually get started with the slicing process in Fireworks, I want to make sure that you guys know of three very important things that you need to make sure that you pay attention to. The first thing that you want to make sure that you do is turn on your rulers. The second thing that you need to do is make sure that you turn on your slices guides as well as your slices overlays. Once you have done all three of these things, it's going to allow you to slice according to a grid method. So I'm going to go ahead and show you that exact process now. Okay, so in order to see your rulers, slices guides, and slices overlay, you want to go all the way up to View, go ahead and click on that, bring down your menu until you see rulers, go ahead and select that, and that's going to be Control Alt R on your keyboard, and then you're going to go back up to View again, and you're going to go down to Guides, go ahead and select Show Guides, and that's going to be Control semicolon as your shortcut, so just go ahead and select on that, and then go back up to View again, go into Guides, make sure that your Snap to Guides is turned on as well, that's Control plus Shift plus semicolon, and then go into Slices Guides, that is Control Alt Shift plus semicolon as well, and then select on Slice Overlay. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and show you how to use your rulers and slice guides in relationship to the grid method. Okay, to get started, all we're going to do is we're going to move our cursor all the way up to where the rulers are. So it's either going to be into the top area ruler or on your left. And when you move your cursor into the ruler area, you're going to hold down your left click button on your mouse. That is then going to change your cursor to this particular type of icon. You're going to then drag down your mouse cursor, and that is going to then create a slice guide, which will be in green. I'm going to go ahead and move it directly above my main navigational bar, as such. Then I'm going to go ahead and move it over to the left ruler, hold down and click. That's going to drag my other slice guide. And I'm going to move it just right about there. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in real quick so that way we can have a little bit more accuracy. And I'm going to go ahead and drag down my third slice guide as such. And here is my fourth. Okay, so now I have a perfect rectangle around my home button. What you want to do next is go ahead and click on your slice tool, which will be K on your keyboard. I'm just going to go ahead and click on that. And you're going to simply move your cursor to any one of these corners of your rectangle, and you're going to then click and hold and drag. This is then going to create your slice overlay, which will be in green. Okay, and now you have a perfect slice over your home button. When you go down your properties window, you will then notice that it's automatically going to be labeled. You're going to want to go ahead and rename it to whatever naming convention you like. I'm actually going to type it as BTN-Home. That's simply short for button home. And you automatically now have your slice for your home button. Okay? So what you want to go ahead and do is you want to go ahead and start moving your guidelines as such for everything that's currently on your design layout. And go ahead and create a slice for like your logo, your main banner, your header, your content area, and of course your footer or whatever else that you might have on your design layout. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and let you guys get caught up on your grid method process, start moving your guidelines, start creating your slices, and I'm going to go ahead and pause this video, and then I'm going to come back in a moment and we're going to then tell you how to import your entire design layout that is already going to have your slices and import that into Dreamweaver. Okay guys, I am back, and as you can see, here is my completed design layout, already having its slices according to its guidelines. There's one final thing I would like to go ahead and show you before we actually export this into Dreamweaver, and that is to make sure that all of our main primary navigation has its secondary state in order to create standard hyperlink buttons. In order to do that, we're going to temporarily turn off our guides as well as our slices, so go ahead and click Control and semicolon to turn off your guides on your keyboard. And then go ahead and click on this icon over here which says Hide Slices and Hotspots. Go ahead and turn that off. And that will turn off your slices, okay? Now, you may have already created your design layout using Photoshop or Illustrator, or as I have done, I created mine using Fireworks. You want to make sure that your design layout already have its original layered aspects to it, okay? So your layered effects in order for you to continue to manipulate the colors of your text for your navigation, okay? So what you want to go ahead and do is you want to go ahead and create what is known as a secondary frame in Fireworks, okay? So in order to do that, you're going to simply go over here. I already have my frames layered already turned on. This was your primary layers here. This is your frames. And then you're going to go ahead and select your options button over here. Go to duplicate frame. And you want to make sure that after current frame is selected and hit OK. That is then going to go ahead and create your secondary frame. You're then going to go ahead and select your text, change your text color, and now you'll notice that if you click on frame 1 and then frame 2, the text will immediately change. Now, how do you actually connect this to your slices? Go back to clicking on your Show Slices and Hotspots button, which is over here. Turn that back on. On every single one of these slices, you're going to simply click on it. That is then going to create that little circle with your finger cursor, and then you're going to select that little circle, hold it down, move it to the left. That's going to create that little blue line, and then it's going to bring up a swap image pop-up window, and it's going to say swap image from frame 2. Click on OK. You're going to go ahead and do this on every single one of your navigational buttons. And once that is done, just go ahead and hit save. And then you can preview this using F12 on your keyboard in Windows. And as you can see, there are your primary navigational buttons. Okay? And now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and export this. So go ahead and click on File, go down to Export. Keyboard shortcut for export is going to be Control-Shift+R. That is then going to go ahead and bring up your export window. And I have already created my root directory folder for my website on my computer. And within your root directory folder, you want to go ahead and create two primary folders. One folder specifically for your design layout, whether it is a PSD, an AI file, or a Fireworks file, which is going to be proprietary in Ping. And also you want to go ahead and create a slices folder. And that is going to be different from your images folder because you want to keep your images separate from your slices. Okay. The other thing you want to do is go ahead and name your file. In my situation, I had created it as index.htm. To make sure that you have your options set, basically click on your options. As I mentioned before, my extension is going to be HTML. You can change it to whatever you want. You can change it to HTML, ASP, PHP, XHTML, whatever you like. And go ahead and click on OK. And also you want to make sure that your export settings is switched to HTML images and export HTML, export slices. You You also want to go ahead and include areas without slices, put images in your subdirectory folder. In this situation, it's going to be slices. If not, make sure that you hit the browse button, and also go ahead and do current page only and make sure that's selected as well. Once that's all set, go ahead and hit save. Now that is all automatically saved. Just go ahead and double save this again, and this has automatically been exported into Dreamweaver. So go ahead and open up Dreamweaver now, and go ahead and hit refresh if you already can't see it. And there you go, I've already had it pulled up, and I've already had imported in my website for from Fireworks into Dreamweaver by creating a new website folder. So if you don't know how to do that, just go ahead and make sure that you check out adobe.com to be able to get all that information. Okay, so here is my website, and like I said, pretty simple, straightforward. And the only thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and modify the fields that I know are going to be expandable. So I do know that this particular image is going to be technically a background, so I'm going to go ahead and delete that. And I'm also going to go ahead and delete this one too. And change the width to 50%. Same thing goes with this column. I know that this is my content area and it's just a blue background, so I'm just going to go ahead and delete it. This right here is actually an expandable graphic, and I do know that I need to actually just copy this, delete that, change it as an actual background image, and then that one's set. The same thing with my right one. Delete it, and then put it back in. Okay, and then what the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my cursor, I'm going to hold it down, highlight all of this. This is all of the table cell that's holding the entire layout together. My width is actually going to be 788 pixels wide, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and change that to 100%. You'll see as to why in a minute. Then I'm going to go up to Modify, Page Properties. My left margin is going to be 0, my top is 0, my right is 0, my bottom is 0. Then I'm also going to go into Title and change this into Scuba Adventures. Go ahead and hit apply, and go into links. We're going to use your font. It's going to be Arial. Size will probably be 12. And let's see here, what else do we need? Oh, size 12. Do that one more time. Text is going to be white. I'm going to do this as in bold. Hit apply, hit OK. And last but not least, I want to go ahead and insert some text, and I'm just going to go ahead and just create some dummy text here real quick. Let's go ahead and insert a 95% table cell with 0% border. Make sure it's left justified. Go ahead and hit my dummy text button and hit about 1,000 characters. Alright. And last but not least, go ahead and hit F12 in your browser. Make sure that you save it, of course. And there you go. Go ahead and preview your completed website in your internet browser. So that concludes my video tutorial on how to slice up a design layout using Adobe Fireworks. My name is Eric Richard Satter. Thank you for watching.